Hello everyone, welcome back to another video, and after a long time I'm dropping another video which is related to Sherlock. And in today's video we will be solving another Sherlock by the Hack the Box, and this one is related to the MongoBleed, recently discovered vulnerability within the MongoDB. And we have got a new CV around it, and I think it was discovered in the last December or end of the December. So I'll be explaining in this video how we got around with this vulnerability and how it got exploited actually, and after that we'll be analyzing the logs to identify if our environment has been breached in any manner with this vulnerability. So to look around this, we'll be investigating it further. So let's get started with this. The attacker over here, let's take it a MongoDB machine, and the attacker tried to access the MongoDB. The vulnerability it was having was related to the Boolean expression, which works like not equal to, and I think is equal to, IE and NE. So what happened over here is how the query usually go to the MongoDB server is like something like this over here, and it goes whatever the parameter is mentioned over here, like email, and whatever is in this email, like abc dot or maybe at gm.com. We have this email address as the first identifier that says that the user ID that we're looking for into the DB is this. So now what happened, in the same manner, it goes for the pass also, like this, and password will be ABC123 or whatever that you have mentioned as a password, right? So here, now that we have both the username and the password, or you can say email and the password that was required to get the access, it should work like this, that is mentioned like this. But how it got exploited was someone used the pass parameter and added the Boolean expression over here. So the pass become like this, pass, and this is how the query actually works. They added like this, it's $NE. I think it was NE, less than and greater than, how that works into the non-SQL queries, which is basically the MongoDB. That's how it works for the greater than less than. So they did it like this. After that, they converted this into a parameter that was checking if this specific is not equal to, or it's not a greater than less than, it is not equal to, this is what it is representing, not equal to, let's say admin. So if this specific string or the specific user is not equal to this, that will give you the pass, and because of this pass you will be able to access whatever you want on a system. This how the password was successfully got in, and you got the access of the database or the account that was presented there. So this single piece of code, or you can say the specific string, that messed up the whole structure of the query, that actually should have been like this without any sort of addition into the parameter of this. So why we say that if you are entering anything like this, it should be in a string format, so it should not execute or make any sort of action after this. So whatever you'll accept after this, it should be in strings. So because it was not in a string and the attacker was successfully able to add not equal to into the whole query, he was able to exploit it, and that's how he got the MongoBleed. And I hope whoever is watching actually understood what I'm trying to say. Okay, so I have created the stuff already over here. And if you guys want to play this MongoBleed, it is currently free and kind of active thing. So you guys can just go there and start working on it. And let's copy the whole Sherlock scenario and we're gonna put it over here. Oh, this has separation, no problem. And we have a scenario. Let me put it here for now. And we're gonna copy this questions and paste here. Task 2. Analyze the MongoDB logs. We'll do this based on the MongoDB logs. Let's copy this. Next is calculate the total number of malicious attacks. There is going to be some problems when I'll be solving because it's been quite a long time since I have last solved the Sherlock. You guys can check the videos related to the Sherlocks that I have previously solved on my channel. And yeah, I think that's it. Okay, so let's see what we have and get started. We go all the way up. We have files to download. Copy URL to clipboard. Zip URL has been copied and we will paste it into the Linux. Okay, so it says you are contacted earlier this morning to handle a high priority incident involving a suspected compromised server. The host MongoDB sync is a secondary MongoDB server. According to the administrator, it is maintained once a month. They recently become aware of a vulnerability referred to a MongoBleed. As a precaution, the administrator has provided you with root level access to facilitate your investigation. You have already collected a triage acquisitions from the server using USC. Perform a rapid triage analysis of the collected artifacts to determine whether the system has been compromised. Identify an attacker activity, initial access, persistent privilege escalation, little movement, or data exfiltration or access. And summarize your findings with an initial incident assessment and recommended next steps. Though the questions over here are something that we need to find. This does not contain anything related to where we have to share the information like how it got compromised. No, I think, yeah, this says how it got compromised, but nothing related to the recommendations that we need to provide. But yes, we can add it later on. So for now, let's get started with this and we're gonna go cd Sherlock. What? I don't have it? That's crazy. Do I need to create for Sherlocks? Added a new. Okay, I think I need to create a directory. MKDIR. Sherlock. Now cd Sherlock clear. Probably wget will do. Okay, cannot write. Do we have any file? I don't think. Yes. So same thing, wget -o MongoBleed dot zip. Enter. If I'll check ls, do we have a size around it? That seems pretty small size, so that means it didn't generate. No problem. Let's go here. We're gonna paste the link, and it started downloading. I can remove this one, MongoBleed, and we have the file. Let's create a directory. Cd MongoBleed. This way we'll keep the content separate so it won't get cluttered when we will solve the next Sherlock some another time. So I'm gonna move the zip file over here /downloads, and the file name probably MongoBleed, yes, and we're gonna move it here. Unzip the MongoBleed zip, press enter, asking for a password. Password is gonna be same Sherlock, I think. Oh, and we have the files. Crazy amount of files. What's the password though? Yeah, hack the blue. Same old one. Okay, the files are unzipped. Good amount of files here. Actually, way too many files. I think I'll copy this over here and to start further, let's dump the zip file. Will analyze. On our local. And boom. We have way too many files, so I'm gonna, I hope I don't die. Okay, save. There's a damn mosquito. Not yet. So now we know that there is a compromise in a certain company, and we need to check this whole mess of logs to see what happened, where happened, why happened, right? So let's get started. There's gonna be a problem this time because it's been quite a long time since I last did something like this. And we have the directory here, Traj directory. Let me add this here. Beautiful. And it's asking what is the CVE ID designated to the MongoDB vulnerability explained in the scenario. So it's MongoDB bleed that we're talking about, MongoBleed. So we can just go to the Google and ask over here, MongoDB bleed CVE, and it should throw. There we have it. We have Winzo, Akamai. There's a bit site. There is this seems to be a new platform, probably. Brownness seems to be a new platform. And here we're talking about the room we're trying to clear. And we have the REP7 document over here. Let's copy this and move this over here. We Googled the vulnerability name, and it showed this CVE representing REPRESIN, representing the MongoBleed vulnerability. And for the POC, we gonna add CVE. Let's see if we can just copy this and copy from here, paste it here. There we go. Now we will engage with the stuff we have on the logs. So here we gonna engage with the logs we have and find what we have on the machine. Let's look for file that contain the version of the MongoDB here. And over here we're gonna use a command. So cd udisk clear and hash executable live responses body files root system. I think we should go to the system. We have suid username unknown files, hidden directory, hidden files, cat. I don't think we'll be find any sort of version over here. Let's try this. Yo. CD. There. And in here, we will be able to find it into the var, because that's where the stuff resides. CD logs. Do we have anything related to the Mongo over here? No. Yeah, there we have it. MongoDB and cat Mongo. I think we might be able to find a version over here. Let's try grep Mongo. Yes, we have files related to the Mongo, and there are quite many files. MongoDB org database. It's the Mongo config. I think we might be able to get the version from here. cd into the root. Where is the Mongo? There we have it. Cat Mongo config. Okay, this is a configuration that is related to the Mongo, but this does not say the version of the Mongo. This is a path where we can find the logs related to the Mongo, but we need the version of the Mongo. The same time zone information. DB path. cd dot cd paste. This might cat Mongo lock. We don't have permission. cd journal. Permission denied. cd diagnostic data. We cannot see that. We have the calendar. Cat collections. Cat storage. We don't have permission for a single thing, dang it. Well, I can change the permissions, but I'm trying not to change because I'm trying to focus as much on what we have by default available. cdlib, no mail, no opt. What do we have in the html, ls? Okay, cddb, cat create. This seems to be SQL. Yep, it is SQL. But MongoDB works on no SQL set. Cat readme.md. Does this contain anything related to the Mongo? Maybe. MySQL optimizations, there's Apache. Let me do this instead. Mongo. Wait. Damn it, I'm into my directory. Shit. That's what I'm thinking. This doesn't seem to relate to that. What the hell? cd slash this. Damn it. I got fooled. That's what I was thinking. There was no www file into the var. cd home, cd mongo admin, ls-la. Let's see what do we have into the history. Bash underscore history. Okay, someone triggered the lin piece. Okay. Don't you dare. There was Python server running on this. There is something in the MongoDB. Install zip. cdlib. Data. Who am I not gonna do a single thing? Let's read the question if we need anything from here. Analyze the DB log to identify the attacker remote IP address. Okay. Based on the Mongo logs, determine the exact date and time attacker exploitation activity began. Okay. Using the MongoDB log, calculate the total number of malicious connection initiated by the attacker. I see. The attacker gained remote access after a series of brute force attempts. The attacker likely exposed sensitive information which enables them to gain. Okay, we don't need this. Identify the exact command line the attacker used to execute an in-memory script as part of their privilege escalation attempt. The attacker was interested in a specific directory and opened a Python web server, likely for acceleration purpose. Which directory was the target? Okay. So the first thing is identify the exact command line the attacker used to execute an in-memory script as part of the privilege escalation. So all I am able to see this, right? And for this part, the 8th task, I see this one. That's where the attacker went. So we're going to do, the attacker was interested in a specific directory and also open a Python web server likely exploitation purpose. After going through the .bash_history file, I found the attacker went to the /MongoDB directory, and that's where he started the Python server on port 6969. And for the POC, we're gonna add this hold. Now, for the second one, identify the exact command the attacker used to execute in-memory script as part of the previous escalation attempt. Now, here is the thing. All I see is the lin piece that we use for gathering the data related to the machine, how we can exploit, and what are the stuff in there, and some other stuff that can include like any vulnerable version, any vulnerable directory, any vulnerable file, any rewritable actionable files, and some other stuff related to the machine. So that's the purpose of linpiece tool. But we also need to check this file, and all it says is exit. Now we need to identify the exact command line the attacker used. Identify the exact command line the attacker used to execute an inline script as part of their previous escalation attempt. So here are a few things I can think of. First, I can check these directories like data, root, and this one to see if there is any sort of executable file that resides there which was used for like exploit storage and for running the exploit from there. So that's where we can check. So I'm gonna split not like this. It was this, right? Yeah. So I'm gonna split the terminal in two. Let's go here and I'm gonna scroll down a bit. Let's check. No, first let's check the data. ls nothing. Oh, cd ubuntu. Let's see what do we have in ubuntu. ls-la cat.bash_history. It's a sudo ssh cat authorize key. Oh, it's a cyber junkie key. /ls back, and here it went to the data, but I don't see the data directory. Then he went to the home. After that, he went back. He or she, whoever is the malicious threat actor, went to the root, and from the root, he or she went to this, right? Then perform the ls-la. Found multiple files here, but I don't see any sort of bash or executable. Then went back to this, basically single directory, and which zip apt install zip, then back to the cd MongoDB, yeah, we are in the same file again. Weird tiger.log cat this cat mongolog permission denied. That's crazy. First, we need to find the vulnerable version that it has that can be stored anywhere, right? So, to get this, I think we need to go the same place, not here. A split cd ... Sherlocks cd root cd var logs. Then we have Mongo. That's the only place I can think of that can contain the logs. Mongo logs version. Let's see. Okay, there isn't much. This is a path. This is an IP address. This is Mongo start. This is the Mongo port that it's running on. Right? Then what do we have here is a Mongo control. We have IP bind over here that's linked to this port. Next, we have this line, storage, that's navigating to a certain document. Next, we have some initialization. Over here, we have listening on a socket. But where is the version? MongoDB starting. This is the only file I think we need to look into, but my shoulders. Start up from clean shutdown. Again, clean shutdown. Then there is this. That declared the architecture, I guess. Then we have another IP bind. Another storage call where the rear tiger is an engine. Another document, same thing over here. No, bit different, but seems to be related to the storage. There is related to the network, that again the socket. Then the same thing. Control, storage, FDC network, control. Version. Cancel. If I do this, more probably it will list properly. And nice. Now we are talking. I totally forgot. MongoDB is in a JQ format. Control distro Debian 12. This is the Ubuntu version. Then we have admin system version over here. Another admin system version. Again, Ubuntu version. Control initialization and listen built-in info. Git version. Open. Operating system. Is this the Mongo? This might be the Mongo version. Let's see. Git version over here. Copy. Git version. Let's check. Git status command. So far it's showing related to this, so I'm assuming this must be the MongoBleed version that we're talking about. So we're gonna go here. I'm assuming if this is not the one, then we will check again and change it. Here is the version we have identified for the MongoDB, which seems to be cloned from the GitHub. And the version is, this is a build info, and it was downloaded on 29th of 12. think I should do it like this. Copy. And paste. This is the further investigation. So the main answer is over here. I think this should be the correct way. And we went into the /log directory, and there we found the MongoDB.log. And we can fetch the desired info using grep and JQ. And here we go. We have the answer for the second task. We have answer for the 8th one. Now we need the answer for the third task. Analyze the MongoDB logs to identify the attacker remote IP address used to exploit the CVE. Now this is going to be the bit crazy stuff. Analyze the log. I think for this, not sure though. I have seen a tool most probably. Let me see if there is any tool for MongoDB. MongoBleed tools. And yes, we have one. There we go. And it seems to be written in Python. Well, let's see what this does. MongoBleed. This is a memory disclosure vulnerability in MongoDB zlib decompression that allow attacker to extract sensitive data, credential, access token, session tokens, PID, and from memory without authentication. I see. We have MongoBleed detector. Can we use this in any manner that can help us analyze the data? Oh, 2 modules of operation. Okay, we have the operation module too. Nice. For this part, I looked for tool as we are living in 2026. For any vulnerability, we get the tool in few weeks. Yet I'm solving this quite late. There already might be a tool So I search on Google and found this tool on Git. MongoBleed detector. It should be like this over here, like this with space and close. Lovely. We are going to use this for the further analysis, as this has a module related to operations. So let's get started. We're gonna git clone this cd dot 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 and dot dot cd dot dot. One more back. Clear git clone. No. We need to copy from here. My bad. Now this should clone it. This is way too slow. Okay, there we go. CD MongoBleed director, and we have this file. Let's use the let me copy this. Mongo use the bash script for the operations. Now if I'll do / MongoDB bleed detector, press enter, and it says use -f there to specify it with collected data. That means do I need to define the whole path? Not this one. Probably this. Press enter. It says auto discovery mode analysis this, time window this. Okay. Let's see how we can use it for the operation purpose. Step 1, local analysis. Collected data. Did it collect anything? ls dot dot. I don't see anything there. Let's see the tree. Collected data snapshot, assets only. Under the test. Wasn't it empty? It already have the files. Run to analysis and collect data. 24-hour look back. No. Lower connection threshold. Lower spike threshold. Legacy mode. Logs only. I think this one would be better. If this still exists. War log MongoDB, press enter, and it says no host subdirectory for this. Okay. Probably P -P. Collect only and list later. This is crazy. MongoDB detector. Don't need to define the time. That's a way back. I think I need to. Let's give a shot. But how is it gonna work? -T minutes, -D or additional log path. Directory with collected data, auto discovery mode. -C. What's the first command that I used? This is the first I used, right? Data there. And I'm probably going to use this one. Data there. Press T. Into how many days it's been. More than 20, I guess. This is gonna be the correct number probably. Press enter. It says 20. Let's go for the 19. Do we have anything over here? Where is it keeping the data? These are the files we have, right? What are we missing then? MongoBleed detector, time we have given it, burst threshold, we don't need it. Metadata, we don't need that. Spike the thresholds, don't care about that. No default paths, okay. Let's try giving this. If this works, that would be crazy. We have given the path to the log file, right? And I'm assuming we need to provide the time over here, because that way it'll look for the certain file. Oh, I see. We need to remove -p. No. Is it gonna be like this because of that braces? No connection event found. Okay. 20. Was it this? Okay, we found it. 20 days back. Let's try 21 days back. Okay, we have 21 days back. Now 22. Let's go for 23 days back. This one worked. So we can provide this for information. Let's remove this till here. Yep. And till here, content count. Yeah, this looks beautiful. And I need to move this a bit with this. Some space here, some space here, this and this. Okay, this can be managed. Now we have the source IP address that was giving way too many hits. What it was asking for. IP address. Yeah, we have this IP address that was giving way too many hits. So I'm assuming this is IP address, because we have total counts 37,000. So, as per the tool, we have this IP working as malicious. Wrong spelling, but no worries, because this is giving way too many hits. I think that's why it is considering this as a malicious one. Or what other factors are there? I haven't read the script, so I don't know. And we have the time and date, first scene and the last scene. It's the same date, just a matter of 2 minutes. The whole action got done into, or we have only 2 minutes of data which we are analyzing. If you see over here, the time says 5:25:52, and then we have the 5:27:07. So it's 2 minutes data that we have. Based on the MongoDB logs, determine the exact time and date the attacker exploitation actively began. The earliest confirmed malicious event. So I'm assuming that this is the one that we're talking about. So I'm gonna copy this, the first scene. We'll add this. As per the tool output, I can see the first event logged from the threat actor IP address is this. Now it is gonna be something that we need to provide it as a UAT kind of thing. Okay, using the MongoDB logs, calculate the total number of malicious connection initiated by the attacker. Again, the same thing we have. This is the total connections or total hits. Again, as per the tool info, we have the in total hits we have got from the IP address are 37,630. Now it says attacker gained remote access after a series of brute force attempts. The attacker likely exposed sensitive data which enabled them to gain remote access based on the log. When did the attacker successfully gained the interactive hands-on remote access? That's crazy. If that's the case, I think I might be adding the wrong information here, because he must have performed action later on, the 37,630 total hits does not make any sense to me. This is gonna be an issue because we have to find when he gained the remote access, right? Man, I don't want to do the unwanted struggle with this. So let's see what we can do. We have the information here. We have a tool access over here. Let's go back. No, we are in home. Let's go one more back. Clear ls. The tagger gained access after a series of brute force attempt, right? Now for this, what we can do is go to the var, again logs, and over here there should be an auth. Yeah, there is. The auth logs contain the attempts of login on the machine, how many times the login was performed. So we can see the auth logs over here when the access got triggered. Now if I'll cat this pipe and grab this IP address over here, if the connection was filled from here, we should get some logs, and boom, we have some logs from here and quite many logs. And there is authentication failed. And here we have the accepted log. So let's do the grep accepted. A wrong spelling. I think it's a case sensitive. Yep, it's a case sensitive. There we go. After checking the auth log of the machine, we have found that the login attempt was made using the same IP address, and the user got the access of the MongoDB admin successfully. Below is the proof, or I think proof. And it's asking when did. So I'm assuming this is what we need to provide. I think this much should do the work. Or maybe this one. I think we should give it the last one, because over here he tried the brute force attempt. After that he tried the actual login attempt manually. So I'm assuming this is the one. After attempting the brute force, till 5 something, whatever this time is, Later, the threat actor tried to access the machine or access the account manually at this time. This is what I'm assuming. I'm not sure if that's what would have happened, but I'm assuming this must have happened. Now we have the logs, etc. And now it's asking identify the exact command line the attacker used to execute an in-memory script as part of their privilege escalation attempt. Now this is something I'm trying to find, but no idea. Identify the exact command line the attacker used to execute an in-memory script as a part of the privilege escalation. Identify the exact command line the attacker used to execute an in-memory script as a part of their privilege escalation attempt. For this, only one script that's making sense to me, and that's this lin piece, right? Let me move this up. No. Cut and paste it here. Why this makes sense? Because this is the tool we use to check, like I already said, for the privilege escalation purpose. And it says it got executed, so after dumping it directly got executed, as you can see in the sh. So I'm assuming this is what they're talking about. I'm thinking that there might be another inline script that must have got triggered, but I can only see this one that is getting triggered on the bash history. So after checking the .bash underscore history, I found that the attacker used the lin piece tool to investigate the system for the previous purpose or purpose and this is the tool that he trigger in the environment. And for the same, this is the directory that the attacker tried to access, and I think we are done with the machine over here. So let me clear this. We have all the answers. We have whatever we was looking for. So I'm gonna pause this, move this over here, and let's submit the answers to get and to see how this whole thing worked. And before we do, let's add the exploit that was actually the part here. This is the one. Let's have the information. MongoBleed. MongoBleed. Yep. And tool we used was cat. I don't think that's grep. We use a grep, and we also use another tool that's over here. We got from the GitHub. MongoBleed detector. There we go. Yeah, these are the two tools we use, and let's add MongoBleed. Also add the CVE over here. What else did we got? Sherlock is already part. It should be hack HTTP. Yep, HTTP is here. And I don't think we need a zip. So with this, our box is complete. So let's start submitting the answers. See what we have identified so far is correct. This is the CVE that we have got. Remove the space, and beautiful, we have the first answer. Next, we are looking for the version that it had. It should be here. Yep, so we were correct. Now the next one is this. Detect IP address we've got from the tool. And next, the time that we have identified is gonna be this. We'll remove the T from in between. Submit it. Beautiful. And these are the total number of malicious connection that we have got. Okay. We have this many. Concurrent count. Do we need to add both the concurrent and the disconnect? Sorry, the connect count and disconnect count probably. Let's see. As per the tool, we have total hits we got from the IP address are this many for the connection, and same amount for the disconnection. So if I add both, let's put it like this. It should be, there is gonna be there 6. No. It's 0, 6, 12. 1 goes to the carry. 7, 7, 14, 15, 5, and it's gonna be 7. This is the correct number, most probably. We have, so total hits, we have our this menu. So now if I'll try this, submit it, and boom, another successful attempt. And the next one is when the attacker got the successful connection to the environment. Oh, if you see over here, when did the attacker successfully gain interactive hands-on remote access? So brute force was a part of the attempt, but after the brute force, when the attacker tried by himself hands-on to access the remote machine. So if you see over here, there is quite a big difference of like 30 or 40 seconds or 35 seconds that I can see when brute force actually completed, and after that the attacker tried manually to access the environment. So that's why I added this as a timestamp for the access that was actually made. And next one, identify the attacker attempted for the execution is this lin piece. And our last but not least, this. The attacker was specifically interested into the MongoDB directory. Do I have to provide the whole path? Okay. The attacker was specifically interested into... Man, that's the only directory I can see. It was MongoDB. Oh, I need to provide the whole path probably. So this, and same over here, I guess. No. This? Yep. There we go. It must have... It could have been more challenging, but still it was good, right? So I enjoyed it. It was more complex or too complex to conquer. So it was good. I guess I'll take my leave then. I hope you guys enjoyed, whoever is watching later on or currently. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you guys tomorrow. If you're new here, subscribe. If you like the stream, drop a like. I'll create more related to this, and if you can think someone can get a good help from it, share with them. Else, no need to worry. I'll see you guys tomorrow then. If you're in the same time zone as me, have a great rest of the night. And if you're new here, have a great rest of your day. With that said, bye-bye.